and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So, before I begin, I have to admit to a little bit of fakery. Yesterday, I showed you the first holographic tarot that I used, and the second one that I have is the Tarot of the New Vision. Now, these cards are very reflective, and it's really hard to work with them. They are so shiny. I even myself, it's hard for me to see the cards. So I found this version in a tin on eBay. I'm not sure it's even that it's even legit, or that it's even uh, an original deck, but it does have the original booklet in it. Anyway, in this deck, the cards are smaller and they're not reflective. Now, why is it important for me to use it? Because these cards are showing another angle. I mean, they are seen, as you can see, from the different angle. So it's nice to see this angle of the cards. So I thought it's going to be nice to use it, and because they are smaller, I decided to use it for this reading because I'm going to do another Celtic cross. Now, in this reading, it is about Doria. Now, in the Netflix lycometry, or as the body language guy likes to call it, the horometry, it's kind of coming out that the instigator behind everything that happened is Doria. She herself admits that she told her daughter that everything that is happening is because of race. And it seems like she's the one behind everything that happened, behind the way that Meghan treated her family, behind the way that Meghan treated the royal family. And it looks like Doria is this kind of a snake that entered the royal family in some kind of a disguise, and just managed to charm everyone with her nice manners. But she actually worked behind the scenes to get what she wanted, and part of what she wanted was money. And I think that Harry and Meghan themselves admitted that she's getting an allowance from them. So Meghan was very mad at her father for receiving money for a photo shoot by paparazzi, after she herself denied him any kind of help financially. After he himself got into quite a lot of monetary financial problems because he paid for her entire education. And now Doria is living on Harry and Meghan's expense account. And it seems to me that she had quite a lot of hand behind that. And once again, in my previous readings, when I did on the Archie, on the children, especially in the Normand readings, I also always saw Doria very close there. And it always seemed to me that she is there in the middle of things. So I'm going to look into Doria, what kind of person she is, what exactly is Doria's story. Okay, so before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. Wow, this went very bad. Okay, so let's clear the deck. And let's start asking. So Doria Ragland, what kind of person is she? What is she trying to gain? What is she trying to achieve? Is she behind Meghan and Harry's decision to leave the palace? Is she behind Meghan and Harry's feelings that everything is about race? Doria Ragland and her motives and the things that she believes in, and the things that she is trying to achieve. What is Doria Ragland? What does Doria Ragland really cares about, and what is she trying to achieve? Okay, so let's cut the deck and let's see. So the first card is a card of the situation or the question. And because I asked what kind of person Doria is, this is what I'm going to ask, what kind of person Doria is. And what I'm getting here is justice. And because this is, I told you that in this deck we see things from a different perspective. So we see justice from behind, and you can see here that there are two children playing behind, and this is the justice woman that is sitting there with the scale before her. But justice is a very cold-hearted woman. And justice is a woman. Justice is not a man. And it is a very cold-hearted woman. It is a woman that cuts things very cold-heartedly. Someone who thinks that things that are not necessary in her life, so she cuts them out. And if we're asking who is Doria, Doria is a woman that would cut anything out of her life if she thinks that that these things are in her way of what she wants to achieve. This is who she is. Now, this card doesn't mean that she's a mean person. It doesn't mean that she's a good person. This means that she's a person who cares about herself and about her own, let's say, the things that she wants to achieve. And she will be very cold in deciding to cut out everything that is not helping her to achieve that. So this is what justice means. She will be very sharp, she will be very clear, and she will cut out very easy-hearted. This is a woman that will go out to court. This is a woman who will go to a divorce. This is a woman who will dismiss people from a job very easily. This is a woman that will sue you very easily. And this could very much be a woman that was even in jail. So this is who she is. Now, what is the main problem with Doria? And the main problem with Doria is the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is the, first of all, it is because it comes in a problem place, we need to look at the negative aspects of this card. But the Knight of Pentacles, when it is in the when it is in the upright position, it is the hesitant knight. It is a knight that is looking for confirmations, and because of that, he misses opportunities. Now, when we're looking at the negative aspects and the problems of Doria, it's a person that is getting bored very quickly, a person that is being idle, a person that is slow and is procrastinating, a person that is stubborn. So these are Doria's main problems. Next card is the outcome of Doria's problems. And the card that I'm getting is interesting, the Knave of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. And once again, because we're talking about problems, we need to look at the negative aspects of this card. But this is another card of a person who is very passive, a person who is cheap, a person who is a coward, a person who is stubborn, a person who keeps books, so someone who is not forgiven, a person who is finds it very hard to start things, to initiate things, someone who's very passive, someone who is afraid of changes, and someone who finds it hard to think out of the box. So this is the outcome of all of this mixture of problems of Doria. What are Doria's underlying motives? And we're getting another Pentacles card. Wow, money is really important to Doria. And the Two of Pentacles is the card of the fake conflict. So this is a card of skepticism and insecurities. So this is a card of a woman who is not really in a conflict. She's faking a conflict. She's telling her daughter, or she's telling other people, that she's not sure, she doesn't know, but she actually knows exactly what she wants. She has this tendency to do the wrong things. She's burning bridges behind her, and she is searching for problems even when there is no problems. So this is a woman who will burn bridges behind her. She will even tell her daughter to burn bridges behind her, and it's all about the money. Look how many Pentacles cards we got here. It's all about the money. So the money is very important to her, and it is all about faking a conflict. So she is being very, she's faking it. She's being very, let's say, trying to show herself as if she's very mute and very, let's say, not talking a lot, not being very aggressive, and she's very hesitant. She's very but these are the things that we can see on top of the surface. But under the surface, she's a stubborn woman. She's a cheap woman. She is someone who is very cold-hearted, someone who is cutting people out of her life very easily, someone who is burning bridges behind her very easily, someone who pretends to be very pretends to be someone who is looking for confirmation, but is actually getting bored very easily, being idle and procrastinating, very stubborn, keeping books and being very cheap, and has the tendency to do the wrong things all the time, doing the wrong things, even and looking for problems all the time, looking for problems even when everything is fine. So I will not be at all surprised to learn that she planted in Harry and Meghan's mind all sorts of problems that did not exist. But she's looking for problems when they do not exist. Okay, so these are the underlying motives. What can we see about her past? And her past is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is a card that speaks about planning and strategizing. So in her past, she made a very, very, let's say, a very big strategy. She had a strategy, she had a plan, she knew exactly how she's going to tackle the problem, she knew exactly what she's going to do, she knew what she's going to, how she's going to achieve what she wanted. The Ace of Swords is about getting your plans and your thoughts and your ideas realized in the material world. Now, this is the only ace who has a crown on top of it. So this has a connection with the royal family. So I believe that we're talking about the near past, and we're talking about the past since Meghan joined the royal family. And I believe that once Meghan joined the royal family, Doria started planning the way out. She started planning how to influence both Harry and Meghan, how to convince both of them that the best way for them forward is leaving, how to convince them that everything is racism, how to convince them that the royal family is racist. And this is the sword that we don't see here in the Justice card, because if you remember, in the Justice card, the woman is holding a sword. So this is the sword that we don't see here. And this is this is what happened in the past. So this is the past. What is Doria next step going to be? And her next step is the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords, interestingly enough, is the reporter. Now, up until now, Doria did not speak. She was very, very quiet. Now she started talking, and I believe that from now on she will not stop talking. This is what the Page of Swords is all about. The Page of Swords is not only someone who is talking. It is also someone who is conniving, someone who has a tendency to lie. This is about verbal communication. So I believe that from now on, we will see her talking, and a lot. Because from now on, she will have the permission to talk. So from now on, we will see her talk a lot with a permission from her daughter, and it won't be the truth. She will go on with lies, because this will be in the service of what she's planning and what Meghan is planning, because they are in this together. So this is going to be the next step. Okay. Next card is Doria herself, or let's say Doria and Meghan. And what I'm getting here is the magician. Now, the magician has quite a lot of ways of reading the magician. The magician is a person that can create, okay? Create from nothing. So if we are asking if Doria is the one who is the instigator, the one who created all of this plan, all of this, she's the one behind all of this, the answer is yes, because she's the instigator and she is the creator of this plan. So yes, this is the answer. Now, the magician is also someone who is a little bit weird and eccentric. And if you remember Tom Bauer's book, this is the way that he described Doria in the past, when she was sitting with her friends and smoking dope. So she was kind of weird and eccentric. Another way of seeing the magician is a person who is someone who needs an audience, someone who likes to perform in front of an audience. So this is the Meghan part. And also someone who finds it, someone who is deceptive, someone who deals in deception and trickery for self-gain. So I don't know, but this sounds Doria to me. Okay. What can we see around the home environment of Doria, of Harry and Meghan? And what I'm getting here is the Eight of Pentacles. Now, that is interesting, because the Eight of Pentacles is a card of working hard and not getting a lot of money paid. It looks like they don't have enough money. They don't have as much money as they want everyone to pretend. Or as much as they pretend, or as much as they want everyone to believe. This is showing us that, first of all, they don't earn as much as they want us all to believe. So the Netflix documentary, and I said it, just for example, Shonda Rhimes got $100 million to produce Bridgerton. And how can you compare Bridgerton to this documentary? I mean, you cannot. This is not a $100 million documentary. So this program is, I mean, for Netflix to pay so much money for this, it's ludicrous. So I don't really believe that they got as much money as they said. I do believe that the rumors about them being broke and on the verge of financial ruin is correct. And this shows that all of them feel the need to find a way of earning money because they all because they need the money. They are all working. Okay, now I want you to see how many Pentacles cards we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay, 2 more cards. The next card is Hope and Fears. So I'm going to look at fears. What is Doria afraid of? And I am getting the Empress. Okay, so in my opinion, the Empress here is either Camilla or Catherine, but most probably Camilla. She's afraid of a woman who is really a mother, who is someone who gives everything and not asking anything in return, someone who is really beautiful, someone who is beautiful from the inside, not only from the outside, someone who is sexual. I think it's probably Catherine, but this is who she's afraid of, and I think this is why it's so imperative for Meghan to downsize Catherine and to downplay Catherine and to say that she made her cry and to say that Catherine is not a warm person and all sorts of things that are damaging Catherine's image. And it's all part of Doria's coaching in a way, because Doria is afraid of Catherine, because Catherine is the real thing. She's the real deal, and she knows that she's the real deal and not her daughter. Okay, final outcome. Final outcome is Lovers. So, okay, before I start with the Lovers, I want you to see one thing. There are no wands in this spread, so there is no fire here. No real feeling. Wands is feelings, it's fire, it's creation. So except for the magician here, that is creative, but he is not really creative because he has the fire. He is creative because he's a magician. So it's more of a magic. So it's more of a lie, of trickery. So except for that, we have no kind of creativity here at all. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. So this is very spiritual. And that shows us that many of the things here are, or many things that are connected to Doria are not only grounded, but also in the spiritual level. So this is even worse than things that are grounded, because this is something that is showing us that she's evil. I mean, this is not something that is only in the grounded level. It is also in the upper level. Now, once again, we see here swords and pentacles. And also, we don't see cups here, no cups. So, once again, no emotions, none soever. She doesn't love. She has no love and no creation. Only cold considerations, planning, lies, and this is another card that is very, I asked my master this week, that I want him to explain to me the difference between both of these cards, because both of them are very similar. Both of them speak about cutting out what you don't need from your life's pathway. So I asked them to pinpoint to me the differences between the Justice card and the Lover's card. So what he told me is that the Lover's card is about looking at your life's pathway, looking at it. If it's clear, if you have your life's pathway clear and you know where you're going forward, that's okay, that's great. But if you see things there that are redundant, and it's like looking at your closet, and if you have things there that are too small or too big, and you don't use them anymore, then take these out. Be very total and take these out. The Justice card is different because it is about cold consideration and taking out things from your life, but not only things that are redundant. It could be also things that are needed in your life, but because of your cold consideration, you are taking them out of your life. So these are the two different. This is the difference between both of these cards. But the end game is that Doria also only cares about herself, and this card also shows that she still thinks and looks about her life's pathway, about how she can advance forward and what is helping her to go forward, and everything that is not helping her to go forward will get out of her life's pathway. So this is Doria. Now I thought that I will do a third one today, but I just cannot. So this is the tarot. Now the oracle deck is the Night Fairies, another dark oracle that I hoped will be one that can be an exchange for the dark mirror. But actually it's not completely dark as the dark mirror. What I can tell you, there is a deck, a very small deck actually, that is, it's from the creators of the Deviant Moon, and I need to remember how it's called. Okay, it's the Mildred Pine Oracle. And I saw the Daily Empress use them, and they are eerie, really eerie. And but I looked at the cost of those cards, and that they just way over my budget, and I just couldn't. I couldn't find anyone who is selling them secondhand on eBay. So I thought I would throw the idea that if you want me to get that deck and you feel like it, there is a link to my Buy Me a Coffee at the description box. And if you feel like it, you can donate money towards that deck, and I will get that deck from those donations. Anyway, regarding the giveaway, I got the address of 3 out of the 5 people that I altogether took out from the 2 draws that I did. And because I did 2 draws, and the people from the first draw started contacting me only in the past few days, I decided that all 5 people will get the decks that they want. So once again, I will say the names. Angela Rancher contacted me, and so did Jerry Jordan. Regarding average rando, I'm not sure because someone contacted me, but I'm not sure it's her. And there is also Deborah Brooks and Dakota Twilight. All of you will get your decks. So just write me an email, and next week I will go to the post office and send all of you a deck. So that is the housekeeping, and let's take an oracle card. And I still owe you the reading that I meant to do yesterday, which is a question reading. So let's clear the deck. Okay, Doria Ragland's energies. Doria Ragland's energies. The wounded healer. Okay, that's interesting because she is pretending to be a yoga instructor and a social warrior, worker. So that is some kind of a healer. But what does it mean? Okay. I gained strength from my hardship. I am a wounded healer. Imbued with wisdom, I share my gift with the world. When presented with a difficult, painful, or perhaps even hurtful situation, remember the story of the wounded healer who went to earn unparalleled wisdom through her trial. Remember your strength and endurance. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.